Good morning, everyone. This is Black Forest coming with another market analysis video this morning. This morning, we're going to be looking at the USDCAD, that is the US dollar Canadian dollar. But before we get that started to break down this Forex pair, we have to state this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. So, but we all know why you guys are here. You guys are here is to try to find good, credible Forex information to improve your ability as a trader and to put a little bit of extra money in your pocket during these inflationary times. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started, see what we can do about that. Okay, so we was range. Let's talk about what's going on with the currencies before we get to talking about exactly what's happening physically on the chart. Okay, so like I said, the Canadian dollar has been one of our more legal warm currencies going into this trading week, in which any type of news event could push it one way or another, push it towards the weak side or the strong side, also along with the oil too. Okay, so any news that we have with oil is also affecting it, whether it goes towards the weak side or the strong side, and we have to pay attention to the news that's going to be coming out around 8:30 to 9 o'clock about the CAD, because we do have some news concerning that can also affect the market as well. With the USD, as we said in previous videos, that the USD is in a situation where the increase in interest rate, the economic policies and measures in place that's being taken by the government, the Federal Reserve, if it does tackle inflation expeditiously and very aggressively, then we will start to see a rapid increase in the US dollar strength. But if the economic measures or policies in place, along with the increase in interest rate, does not effectively start to combat inflation or does it in a very expeditious way, then we will start to see a lot of FUD surround the US dollar, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and it will actually become much weaker than it currently is, and then we could start to see the beginnings of the formation of a recession. Okay, now with that out the way, let's go ahead and talk about what's physically happening on the charts. So we were in a range for quite some time, since midpoint of January, all of February till beginning of March. Then the range changed where this became our new upper extreme, and this remained our lower bottom extreme, and then we ended up breaking out of that range. Okay, so right here, this is basically what you call the start to see a channel. Okay, let's look at this from a lower time frame. Let's do it 15 minutes. This is what you call a channel. The prices is narrowly bouncing between 2 points and not really going anywhere. Okay, so this is usually a sign that the directional change is coming or the range is coming before the directional change. Okay, and if you see it here, this is also what you call the U shape, which is a classic reversal position as well. Okay, so we're not really having any type of um, breaks in direction. I mean, it is more so creeping towards the lower inside, but that's only because we had very positive oil news came out, which gave the CAD as what you can post like some artificial strength. Okay, but we still are kind of channeling out, basically looking for a direction of what it's going to take. Because if we get a positive break towards the long side, then we'll be going towards a long position. If we get a break towards the short side, then we will be going towards the short position and price will continue to drop. Okay, but we're going to have to wait and see how the news plays out with the fundamentals, with the Canadian dollar, and with the USD respectively. Okay, so if the USD comes out, news comes out very good, then we could see a bump up in price to here or possibly even here before we start to range out and start to go back towards the downside. Okay. Now, if the Canadian dollar news comes out very stronger, we still have very positive, bullish oil news, then we will continue to see slightly down move before eventually will break very aggressively towards the downside. Okay. Now, if we see not so positive news from the USD and then not so positive news from the CAD, there's a good possibility we may just continue to range out or just still remains out creeping low, getting steady and ranging out until it actually takes a position on which direction it wants to take towards the long side or a position it wants to take towards the short side. Okay, so with this, like I said, we're looking for a break towards this way or a break towards that way to let us know how to kind of get into this from a long or short position. The best thing to do is to wait for the fundamentals to come out and you could be able to decide that factor, okay? Hope this information is helpful for you guys. Happy trading.